Thank you so much for joining us at Straight Outta Savannah, talking with Tammi, with my guest, Biba Atta. Biba, take it away and let the people know who you are and what it is that you do.
Hi, everyone. I'm Biba Atta. I am an intuitive transformational coach. I'm a visibility specialist, an energy alchemist, and an avid world traveler. And let's see what else I do. I'm sure there's more that I'm sticking to those four. I'm sure there's more. I can't sit. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
All right, so let's get into it.
All right.
What how did you get into being an intuitive transformational coach? I know about the world traveling, but we can talk about that too.
Oh gosh, it feels like it's the 85th iteration of coaching that I do. So it's like we don't got that kind of time to start taking from the top. At one point I started out doing coaching around my EFT practice, which is energy freedom technique or tapping. And it's like I'm an EFT coach, but at that time EFT was fairly new. So I was trying to figure out another creative way to say what it is that I do using energy healing to ultimately break down limiting beliefs and big T or small t traumas or whatever is a barrier to people living their best lives. And I wanted to talk about the way in which I do that. So EFT coach was it. And people were like, I don't, what the hell is that? So ultimately I came around to manifestation catalyst. I came around to some sort of strategist. I'm sure these all these creative Gemini type of names for things to do. People are still like, we still don't know what that is. So at some point, I got into being a bit more intuitive since December actually, and I've been using that to basically help people to transform, which ultimately is what I've always done. So it's just coming around to a title of what I've always done through, again, all of these different changes that were sounding crazy, that people didn't really understand. So I've been doing it for a long, long while now. Long while, long years,
Years and years.
years and years. It's felt like an eternity.
I can see that. So, in your job that you retired from,
Oh, yes.
were you able to use any of those things in that?
Oh, not really, but I found EFT while I was working there. I used to look at just a bunch of YouTube videos, and you know how YouTube, after some point, you're starting to watch all these different videos. What they do is they have these recommendations. So you got this recommendation page of all of the type of music you like to listen to in the background, all these different motivational speakers and whatnot. And this one particular day, I had a migraine, so I was like, "Oh, yeah, something for migraines," because I'm into naturopathy or natural remedies and healing. And I saw a video for tapping on migraines. And I was like, oh, I'm going to give it a try. It didn't quite work to completely get rid of the migraine, but it definitely took down the intensity of migraines. I found another video once, maybe like a few days later, because I was at work and I was feeling kind of sucky, just low energy, just didn't know what that was. And I wanted to get out of it. So it's like, well, what was that thing that I did for my migraine again? And I found a tapping video to help me to get out of feeling bad. So I was kind of emotionally eating. I was feeling in a bad place. And I happened to find, it wasn't a video, it was a podcast on there that someone did how she cured her fibromyalgia. She quit smoking. She lost 1,050,000, like a whole thing. And it was 3 parts. And I just followed along with what she said. And I noticed that my emotional eating stopped. I noticed that my mood elevated really quickly. And from there, I'm like, oh, I want to try this on everything. So let me research and find out more information about it. So, in all honesty, like I started doing EFT because of I was at the job and was looking for something to listen to help me in that moment. And that was the start. But I didn't use it there. I didn't use any of that there.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's something. Because I was thinking about you, because that, the first time I saw you do it, I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, why won't this girl come in my group and do this stuff? Because that was so fire. Because to be honest with you, I actually did a little training in my group about it because people were asking, and I was like asking people that said they did it, and nobody didn't want to come in. So I said, you know what, I can do this because I do it as well.
Yeah.
And so I
Nice.
did a little training on it, and it was actually pretty good, and I was like,
Yeah.
and I actually shared that when I first saw it, somebody suggested it to me, and I saw it. I watched the YouTube video as well because
Hmm.
that's what we do, YouTube University.
Use you to graduate 4-year
Mhm.
college.
Yeah, PhD.
Right,
so,
right,
so I say, I looked at that thing and I said, this is bullshit.
right. Because you're like, you want me to do what? You want
Right.
me to do what? And I'm supposed
What?
to get all of this.
And
What's
it's supposed to
happening?
help?
Yeah.
And I'm
How,
feeling
Sway?
all this.
Yeah. How, Sway? How?
Right. But then after I did it, I was
Mhm.
like, oh shit, this thing shifted energy,
It does. It
And
does.
so I mean, yeah, I don't know about you, but I know that now it's more mainstream. So you definitely got to hit that thing. I
All
don't know
right.
if it's that you need to make some videos and do you a YouTube channel or what it is that you need to do, but I'm feeling that for you. And
Okay.
I really didn't, this was not my intention. It just happens. But so where do you see yourself going within your business? What is your big
Oh
vision?
man. My big vision. My big vision is still forming. I do know that I'm supposed to
Love
be
that.
doing something on like a like a global scale, something really massive, something hugely impactful, and something just is huge. Like I don't know, like I've seen myself on like Super Soul Sunday type of situation, like that level, you know,
This is
but
your
I don't.
precursor, girl.
It's exactly. First, I
I'm
was on
Oprah's
Tammy's
cousin.
podcast. Exactly. And then the next thing you know, Oprah was like, I saw Straight Out of Savannah and I need to have you on my show. That's
Right?
how it's going
See?
to go. Right. You got the hookup. You are the plug.
I'm
So,
telling you, girl. That's how it is. My husband is shooting these things all over the internet because
yes.
he's my social media manager right now.
You know what I'm saying? And live in that is fantastic. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Like you do
Right?
it, he takes care of it, and you keep like, that's the perfect team, if you ask me.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the
Absolutely.
perfect team for sure. But I do feel like I'm going to be on that level. Now, what I'm doing on that level, I'm not 100% sure. So I'm just listening. I have all these people who are messaging and, giving me messages from the universe because I discern what people tell me. I know what I feel. I know what I hear myself. And I keep thinking about things that I'm getting ready to offer or things that I'm doing and these tools that I'm using and what I'm sharing with people. And I'm like, is this the thing? Is this the thing that's going to get me to that level? I have no fucking clue. No clue. It could be the travel, it could be the tapping, it could be, don't know. So I'm just basically along for the ride. And I guess
I
as
love
long
that.
as I continue to listen and take the steps that have been laid out for me where I'm guided, then somehow or another something's going to click somewhere and then it's going to be like, oh my God, is this the world stage? Like
Yes.
that's, so I don't know. I'm just leaving
I'm
it
so
open.
excited about that. That just excites me. I can see it. It's like you're glowing, girl.
Thank you.
You
Thank you.
are. You
Thank
are.
you.
And
I
so
received that.
yeah. So it's amazing just to hear you talk about, your big vision because a lot of people don't want to talk about it.
Really?
And to me, if you don't want to talk about it, then on some level you don't believe in it.
I'm surprised that there are people who don't want to talk about it. That's surprising to me.
I have had people come on and they talk around it,
Wow.
and I try to get them to talk about it, and it just doesn't work, and so I just
Hmm.
shift the conversation something different. So
That's surprising.
speaking of flipping, how did you decide to do what you're doing? I mean, what was the catalyst for you doing what you're doing? I'm laughing because I've been the what was that other thing I was? The intuitive empowerment diva.
Oh, all right.
Right? When
These
you were
these
talking about
job
all the
titles,
different,
they are so
titles.
creative, aren't they? And then you got them
Yes.
on, and then you go to write the Vista print with them, and you were like, this is shit. And then you
Mhm.
hand it out, and people are like, how?
Look,
What's that
what is it
mean?
that you do? What do you really do? What do that even mean?
Right. And you're like, you can't read? I'm an empowerment
Intuitive
diva.
empowerment diva. I'm gonna give you some messages that's gonna empower you. I mean, how is that
I'm not
complicated?
understanding why there's a disconnect.
Right? It's like it's not complicated. Just let me know.
Right.
So, what brought you to this point where you said, "This is what I got to do. This is the direction that I'm going in." I feel like I'm supposed to help people because I heard you say that you've been doing that all your life.
Mhm.
And so now it's time to monetize. But what actually was like the point where you said, this is what I got to do? Okay.
Um, I mean, I
Or
have been
was there
helping
a point?
people. It doesn't feel like there was a point. It feels like it's always been that. And I've just been doing it in ways. And interestingly enough, like I'm talking to friends or I'm talking to family or people are, stopping me in the convenience store because that has happened on a number of occasions and I'm giving advice and holding space and all this, stuff. And people have said like you're a great listener and oh my gosh, you give the best advice. I used to joke that I was people's personal counselors and whatnot. So, and this was I mean, in high school, I'm like cleaning out my middle room. So I find letters from high school that people used to write me asking me for advice about boyfriends and, sticky household situations and whatnot. And I see letters that I've written to them. And so it's been for as long as I remember, something that I do. So, and I feel that really that's the root of everyone's purpose. We're all here to do something that is supposed to help other people. It just looks different in terms of how we're supposed to do that. We're using the things that we're good at, the things that we love to do to help people in some way. And I love connecting with people. I love being able to give advice. I love that people listen and hopefully take the advice and can see how it's impactful, how it helps them or changes them in some way. So it's always been my thing.
Okay, so how did you decide to make it a business? From
I you to make it a business.
Yeah.
Um it's been I've been doing something like it for a while as a business. So when I first started doing EFT, I'm like, oh, I'm empowering people in some way. When I was doing vision board events, like I was using that as a way to kind of draw people in to get them to look at this whole big dream that they put out on these vision boards, these collages, so to speak, of the things that in life that they want to live. And I'm sharing with them EFT to kind of get them from where they're not connecting with the things that they put on their board because it's an indicator, right?
Yes.
And work on how to really manifest that stuff. Let me show you how to do the work. I used to put together empowerment like women's groups in my 20s. I wasn't getting paid for that to do it as a business, but it was my intention to do that. So I've always been entrepreneurial, always been into figuring out how to empower people, mostly women, whether it's some sort of support group or some sort of coaching exercise or an event that I'm putting together. And so it's been ongoing. It's again a long time, several years.
Okay. So when did you accept the woo?
I accepted the woo, I think it was around when they first started because I remember Shakisha had a perm at that time when I was in there. And I
Oh, you've been
remember
OG like me.
OG. Right. I was going to one of my girlfriends was like, you have to hear these two ladies. And she was talking about Lorraine because Lorraine used to post on her own personal page.
She
She
used to
did
do the
readings.
Monday night lives, and I used to watch her. That's how I
Yes,
found out about her. Yeah.
exactly.
Hmm.
Then she had her tactics where it's just like, okay, well, if you want a reading, because it got really big and people would be waiting and it'd be hundreds of people on there and they'd
Yeah.
be all in her comments like, I need a reading. And she's like, if you share it, if you like it, if you do, I got this group. And then Shakisha came in. So I've been there since like the beginning.
All right. I was really talking about your woo.
Oh, my woo.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, the woo collective. My bad. My woo. Um, I feel like woo has been in my environment all of my life. Like one of the things that I believe is that I chose my mom, and my mom has had books about color therapy. She's had the Kabbalion here. She had runes here. She had tarot cards. We used to practice a little bit of Yoruba. So my mom has been integral to my exploration of this because it's always been here. Even though, we went to church and wasn't like a highly religious house, but we did go to church. She went to church as well. But to have these things here, and I was curious. So I would read about color therapy. I would read about feng shui. I would read about energy and things of that nature. So it's been, again, a part of my life for a really long time. And interestingly enough, when I started doing intuitive readings, I had never done them before. And I got a message to do them. And I was honestly like, I don't know why I'm doing this because I don't think I can do this. I don't think I know how to do this because I'm watching you. I'm watching people in the group. I know, look at your face. You're like over me heavy. But I had so much doubt and lack of confidence in my
Yeah.
ability to do it, given like you guys are amazing. You, Tam, Famira, like I'm watching you and Twyla and every Thursday in the group. I'm like, you want me to do what now? When they in the group, you must be out of your fucking mind. So but I listened. It's like, okay, this has never steered me wrong. Let me do this. And it went really well. And eventually I had to come around to this is what I've been doing. If I'm
Yeah.
talking to a friend and I feel something come up, a message, I never thought of it as, an intuitive hit. I always thought about it as just, let me just say it. Something came up for you. Let me just tell you this. Like, I got this message. Let me say that. But I never thought of it as I'm getting a message that's not necessarily from me, but for you through me. And being
That's
in the
your
woo
channel.
and doing it, yeah, that allowed me to come around to, oh, that's what that was. Oh, you've been doing that forever. You've been doing that forever. You just
Yeah.
ain't been using cards.
Yes.
That's all.
Yes. And you snatch edges. Yeah. Just so you know.
From
Just
one
to,
edge snatcher to another. I know you're not talking, and you're so
you know.
sweet. And then it's like you'll say something, and I'm like, she said, oh shit, all right, oh well, all right,
I, I laugh. I said, I heard somebody say that one time, and I said, man, they're right.
yeah,
They be snatching some edges.
yeah,
I was in
yeah.
Clubhouse, girl, and got my edges snatched.
Ooh. Oh no.
Girl, I was on there with them oracles, with the oracle, what's her name? Blue. And whoo.
Mm-hmm. Edge is gone. You were like,
What?
let me just go ahead and set up a table and sell this Jamaican black castor oil right at the door
Right?
because y'all are gonna get snatched up. And I need
Because you're,
everybody to leave with some edges intact. I'm monetizing this thing two ways. I'm gonna sell this oil and you're gonna sell these readings.
I'm telling you, it's like, oh, did I just come up to the stage so I could get my edges?
Right, wait, girl. I snatch edges. I don't get my edges snatched. Like
said, I said, but that dog on Twyla,
Woo! Oh my God.
every time I catch her, it's like,
Oh
oh
man.
God. Oh, I'd be like, my stomach almost be boiling because I'd be like, I don't know what she.
Right, right. And she's so the last time, I mean, she is so nice to you. She like tore us all a whole new asshole. And then you came on and she's like, oh, same birthday twin. Oh yeah, here's a good one. I'm like, I'm seriously? After you just ripped us all a whole new asshole. I'm sitting
She
here
whipped,
bleeding
well,
from
she whipped me too. She did.
yeah, no.
Look, what you say? Not like me.
No, not like anybody else on that live, not even just me. And I said that in the comments, and people were like, and Famira was like, you see that too? I'm not the only one who saw that though. It's not a
Y'all over
figment
there
of my
being jelly.
just a little bit. Like I'm up here with a whole bottle of peroxide after she just hold, you know what I'm saying? Like tended to my wounds. And then you roll up on the scene and she just gonna give you just like a here you go, just a little light tap. She straight pulled out
You
a
know,
straight edge razor and cut all of us.
hey, I felt like that because what she said was like, I mean, it was like Spirit had been speaking to me, and
Oh
you know how
yeah.
you do? Spirit
Mm-hmm.
is speaking to you, telling you stuff, and you be like,
Like la 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 la.
nah, I be like this. Well, I don't know how I'm supposed to do that. You know, what you want me to
Mm,
do? You know,
mm.
It's almost like when people say stuff like, yeah, well, all you got to do is just go buy another car.
Okay, there's steps. How we starting the process? With what money?
Look, what? I don't have no down payment and I ain't trying to pay no payments on no car. Be like, and I don't get no big refund from the, I'm not one of those.
But here's the thing,
But
from doing your own work that when spirit tells you to do something, you don't have the answers. No. But you're like, all right, I guess. So I'm just gonna go to a dealership. Y'all want me to go to any dealership, any. All right, I'm gonna go stand in the front door, and then some shit starts swirling around, and somehow or another, you didn't have none of the things you thought you needed to get a car, and you rolling off the lot with a brand new something. You're like, no, I wish y'all would have told me how this was supposed to happen. They're like, you just go and you do it, and we'll make it happen for you.
Girl, you talking about my life.
But it feels so uncomfortable.
I moved across the country just that way.
Wow.
I left Columbia, South Carolina, and I moved to Tempe, Arizona.
Ooh.
Packed my car, drove and put in the car what I could, drove out there in 2 days. Girl, I drove across Texas and everything.
And that's a big ass state.
Girl, Texas is awful. I never ever, if God spared my life, I don't either. If I drive across it, I need to be able to stop, and sleep and things like that, because it's just too big and it's too nothing. There's nothing out there.
No.
You just be driving for miles, nothing. The only good thing is 80 miles an hour driving across most.
So at least you're going fast.
Yeah. I'm going to do about 85, so it's all good.
right. We got to get through here as quickly as possible.
Got to get through, girl. So yeah, right. that is you to speaking my language. That is my life. I just, Spirit spoke to me one night at work. It was 3 o'clock. I was at work and I heard the Spirit say, it's time for you to leave this place. And so my girlfriend, I told her, she said, you'll be getting off at 7. And I said, that's
not that kind of leave.
I'm talking about. That's not
right.
It.
Not that kind of leave.
I think 2 months later, I was gone. I just packed my stuff. Like, it's time for me to leave here. I mean, I left everything, left kids, told kids I was going. They was grown.
Wow.
They was grown. I said,
and of course.
It's time for me to go.
Wow.
Yeah. Just drove.
And that takes the ultimate in faith. That takes the ultimate in trust.
Yeah.
And you truly do have to live a surrendered life when you get into a space like this. Girl. It is not comfortable at all.
No.
When you get these messages about something to do and you just like, but I need to know how. I need to know I'm going to be okay when I do this thing. You got questions and they're not telling you anything. They're like, we'll make it happen. Don't worry about it. Can you at least give me a couple of steps? What am I supposed to do? We told you to go to the building and we'll take it from there.
Look, and you ain't went yet.
Right, because you just like, I can't see how this is me. I can't see how this is supposed to work. I need the playbook. If I see that this is what's supposed to happen by the end of the situation, I still need to see all of the things that lead up to that.
Yes, see, it's not going to happen that way.
No. And when does it ever? It never does.
It never does.
It never does.
I'm telling you, because just the same way that I did that, that's kind of how we moved here. We left Arizona and came to Washington because my husband came up here and he said, "Oh, baby, it's beautiful." He said, we should move. That was February. We moved in May.
Damn.
I mean, all our shit, pulling a car, driving a car.
Wow.
It was like,
wow.
Okay, this is what we're going to do. And everything just kind of fell into place because somebody came in and took over our lease. And so we didn't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
And, went on up, got this place sight unseen, just, online.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sent a deposit. I think Zello or whatever, one of those.
I'm freaking sweating.
I'm telling you, no, my husband had a job he was coming to, but I didn't. But I was like, because he left his job. I think his last day was like maybe the 10th, and he started here on the 18th. So like we drove through the weekend, got here, and then Monday he started work. So it was like, Okay, and everything just kind of fell into place. But we had to
Wow.
be obedient because people asked me, "How did y'all get there?" I said, "We were called. We were called."
Yeah.
And so we did, and everything just
Hmm.
fell, and it's okay, and it's all good. So,
Yeah.
what advice would you give somebody if they came to you? I'm feeling called to do such and such a thing. What would you tell them?
Buckle up, bitch.
Hang on for the
Buckle.
ride.
Yes, buckle up. Buckle up, buckle up, buckle up. Between buckle up, I would tell them that they really need to get in tune with themselves. This work really is about self, like healing. It's
Yeah,
about our inner work. It is about mastery of your mind. It is about getting in tune with your body and being more present and aware of things. It is about the surrender, the utmost faith and trust. It is all of this is encompassed in I'm feeling called. You know what I mean? All of it.
yeah,
And it means complete and total surrender. You're going to have questions. Your mind is going to play tricks on you in the process. You're going to have doubts. There's absolutely going to be fear. I mean, it is simply what we signed up for when we came down here. It's not going to go perfectly. There are going to be some lessons that you're meant to get to take you to other levels that are going to be shitty experiences, guaranteed. Some of that is because you haven't fully surrendered and you've doubted and you haven't done what you've been asked to do. And there are other things where you followed and it's still shitty. But it's like, this thing, once you get your mind right and you understand this thing sucked ass. But I can see now that this had to happen in order for me not to go here because I meant to go over here to the right. I was heading to the left. This was to stop me from making that move because where spirit is guiding me is over to the right, and the right is where I need to be to get to the place that I'm supposed to be going.
that is so
So,
powerful.
yeah, it is not easy. Every single day, you will be fighting with yourself. Like, I got this. I'm going to do this myself. Mm-mm, no.
Like, no, that's not no.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. And I mean, even though it sounds like, someone has control of you, like this other
Right?
amorphous, the thing, spirit, universe, whatever you call it, is in control of your life and you are just a slave to it, then that's not it at all. Like,
No.
it's ultimately leading you to your destiny, what you want, what you desire in the way that you do. So it's not like like we're going to send you over here to rob a bank and we're going to send you over here to do some stuff you really don't want to do. Your destiny
Right.
is to do some bullshit. Like, that's not it. That's not it. We came down here with a mission that we determined what it was before we got here. And we're remembering, we're releasing, we're unlearning all of these things while we're here in order to get there, right? So
Yes.
it's where you want to be.
Yes.
It's where you want to be, like
Absolutely.
at the highest level that you can't even
Absolutely.
imagine for yourself.
Absolutely. That is so powerful. We're coming to an end. It's been
This
so
is so
much
lovely.
fun.
I
I feel
know.
like what was that? Mr. Rogers. It's been so much fun. We've had a blast. Okay. So now let the people know where they can reach you and who you're looking for. Tell people who
Okay.
you're looking for, who you want to work with, and how they can connect with you so that they can find you.
Okay. Well, if they want to send me an email, I am at Bibas, BIBAS, blessingsbox at gmail.com. If they want to send me an email. On social media, they can find me on Facebook on my business page. If they just do a search at ms.biba1, they'll find me there. And then on Instagram, it's at Ms. Biba. Um, Primarily, that's where I am for now, working to build up some other things, but those are the three places that you can find me. Who am I looking for? I'm looking for everybody. No, just kidding. I'm primarily looking,
Right.
I'm looking for the whole world,
I'm looking for everybody. I'm trying to heal everybody.
everybody. And look, and that's so exhausting. So so we want to niche it down.
Yeah.
I'm primarily looking for to work with women, primarily looking forward to working for Black women, Indigenous women, people of color, mostly. who are starting businesses, who are looking to be more visible, who have dreams of doing something bigger, much bigger than where they are, and are finding that they are having like this internal battle on a regular basis around their limiting beliefs, around their fears, around the things that are in their head that are stopping them really from getting themselves out there, pressing publish on the blog post or pressing live on the camera to just show up fully and confidently so that people can see them and they can heal other people, help other people in their communities and their families and so on and so forth. Like they really want to live out loud. That's who I want to work with.
That is so powerful. So, one other question: do you work with the trans community at all, or do you have any issues working with the trans community?
Not at all. Not
Okay.
at all. I try to be more respectful in terms of the terms.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
I'm not a spring chicken. I'm in my 40s. So it's like, oh, you got to remember the pronouns. You got to
Yeah.
remember that there are, there are not to be, not purposefully being disrespectful or ignorant, but it's just like, oh yeah, that's right. So, people who are presenting as women, people who are women, the trans community, everyone, everyone's,
Got
I'm open.
to. I always like to bring that in there just because so many people have issues, and
Which is like, why?
that's what I say. Like, why?
Because it's no one's business. Like,
No, and people are people, and we all
right.
have the same issues. So much trauma in life.
Yes.
All right. Well, this has been so amazing, girl. I wish that I could
Oh,
talk to you forever because
I
we
know.
could.
We could.
And in the old days, I used to, but I have to, yeah, because it's not a good sweet spot
I
to go
know.
way long because
I
people
know.
stop watching, yeah, and stop
Yeah.
listening, yeah, yeah.
I know. I know.
So
But this has been amazing. It's
it
been
has.
an absolute pleasure and an honor. So thank you for asking me once and then
Oh,
asking me again.
yeah, no worries. I was gonna ask you till I got you.
Yeah,
Just
you
so
are
you know.
determined. Oh, well,
I
well,
wasn't gonna be pesty now like the Bitcoin people. But I was gonna just, give you a few more months and ask you again, because like I said, I love talking to real people on the show. And you and I mean, I connected with you the first time I seen you on a Facebook Live. I was like, oh,
Mhm.
that girl is so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
likewise. I'm like,
yeah.
she laying people out, laying people for filth. And she's so nice and she plays this lovely music and I'm, singing along and then you dragging me and I'm like, this ain't really that bad because Al Jarreau's playing. But you know,
Right.
he's softening the blow, but
Right.
blows nonetheless, right? So like thank you. It's been an honor.
You are so
Definitely a pleasure
welcome.
collecting with
I
you.
honestly love, and this has been a conversation. And I say this with all my conversations, but this has been amazing, and I've loved it.
Yes.
And because my vibe is kick it like good fellas.
Oh
That's my
yeah.
shit. All
Yeah.
right, we're gonna kick it like good fellas. So this
Yeah.
has been a wonderful kick it like good fellas.
Yes.
Bunch of nuggets and gems. So
Mm.
thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for coming on my show. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too. Thank you
Just so
again.
you know. Just so you know. All right.
Yes.
So this has been Straight Out of Savannah, talking with Tammi with my guest Biba Atta. It's been a glorious conversation. I'm hoping and I know that you have enjoyed it just like we have, and that you came on to kick it like good fellas with us. So again, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your support. This is Tammi Morrison. Bye now.
Bye.
There we go.